Good morning, and welcome to Thursday, the 16th of April. All right, it is very laggy. Oh, there we go, it's live. Hello. All right, guys, that's it. We are now pretty much working on adrenaline. The moon is in Aries. It went in there just after midnight. So it's currently sitting at about 4 degrees of Aries, and it is approaching Saturn. All right, so currently right now we have the moon conjunct Mars. I know that I'm doing breakfast this morning and people are out and already started their day. So I hope that is something that is helpful for you. You might actually just like have a fire lit under your butt and you're like, all right, it's time to go. And that's even better because that moon conjunct Saturn is at 1 o'clock. So, when we're thinking of decisive action, the title of the day, the time for decisive action, is when it's moving towards Saturn. It is steady, consistent, hard work. Even if you feel like you don't quite know what you're doing, that just get moving. Now, the moon is very active today, all right? So actually, let's read the words first. Actually, I'll click and say, hello, good morning, Deborah. Hello, Helen. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Karen. It's so nice to see you all. All right, let's look at the words. All right, so time for decisive action. Getting yourself mentally prepared for what's to come will help you navigate your way through the day. The hero's journey begins every single time you choose to take action on your own accord. Whilst it may be a challenge and you have to face some deep fears, you will emerge from this experience stronger and wiser. All right. So now, of course, we have Sun conjunct Chiron. That is tomorrow morning at 12:45 a.m., so less than 24 hours. What's that? 16 hours? So, that sensitive point in your life that you have always had to work on to move past or move through or grow from, that is very much highlighted in your life right now. So, whether that is Chiron in Aries, self-worth, I'm not good enough as an individual, what I want doesn't matter, maybe you won't listen to, blah, 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 all the things. I'm sure you know exactly what that wound is. All right, so again, Sun moving towards Chiron all day, very strong. Okay, now, Moon. All right, 8 a.m., Moon conjunct Mars. Like I said, you might be up and active and ready to start the day. That is brilliant. 1 p.m., Moon conjunct Saturn. Now, I was listening to Chris Brennan yesterday of the Astrology podcast, and he was talking about Mars meeting Saturn. So we have this unstoppable force, Mars in Aries, meeting a barrier, Saturn. All right, so, in these next couple of days, look, I don't want to be a doom scroller or a doom person, but, we're pretty much heading into some really sketchy, really hard times, and it's more the world stage, the oil problem that we're having. Apparently one of Australia's only refineries is on fire. One of 3 in Australia, and it's on fire. So, there is way more to this world agenda than what we are seeing, but I will back up slowly and I'll try to make it just a positive influence on your day. All right, so consistently working hard towards whatever this goal is. And then 2 p.m, there is an in conjunct to the South Node. Did you see I was going to divert then and I brought myself back? All right, so 2 p.m, if you get to a point where something is hard, like that immovable object, Saturn, at 1 p.m, then what is the adjustment or conversation, all right? Because it goes Saturn and then South Node. And we know that the Saturn is talking to the South Node and offloading things that are no longer necessary in our world, all right? Specifically, I think I'm talking right now about the inner critic as well. So Saturn in Aries is this wise force that wants to be the best individual that it can be, all right? And, if we do come up against that 1 p.m, 2 p.m, like, let's have a talk about this, all right? Let's see if we can unpick the knots, all right? Let's see if we can actually sort of, eventually see eye to eye, all right? So think about that. If you come up against then it's like, do you have to talk your way out of the block that you are causing for yourself, maybe? South Node in Virgo, negative inner critic, all right? Or something unhealthy that you do. Or, you know, maybe you need to take some time for self-care. You know, maybe you get to that 1 o'clock point and your bones hurt, all right? Think Saturn in Aries. Maybe you have inflammation or joint pain and your body's like, please just sit down. I just need a rest, all right? So although Aries doesn't want to rest, maybe that connection to South Node is asking you to have a rest. All right, so the one after that, so after, 9 a.m., I missed this. Oh my God, Pluto's going to be very upset with me. I missed the fact that the moon in Aries is sextile Pluto at 9 a.m. So let's backtrack. So moon conjunct Mars at 8, all right, we've got action. Moon sextile Pluto at 9. I wonder if some sort of clarity, secrets, truth, you know, some sort of awareness comes out of this Pluto in Aquarius, moon in Aries. Maybe we start to see how our attitudes, our immaturity or our unsurety, because this is very Aries and new, you know, even for tomorrow, Mercury moving towards Neptune in Aries, I feel like we're all on this journey, right? We're all like, yeah, I'm going to do the thing. And then we get there and we're like, oh, I don't know what to do. And the truth of the matter is all you've got to do is take a step forward. And then you've got to counteract the things that are trying to hold you back. All right, so maybe that's the clarity that you come up against. And then you get to that 1 o'clock mark and you get rewarded for the consistent hard work that you're doing. All right, so there was that 9 a.m., 1 p.m. Saturn, 2 p.m. the South Node. After 6, there is a square to Jupiter in Cancer. Now, I don't know, maybe this is the one that is saying, do you really want to go out? You know, about that moon in Aries, that it's like, let's go do the things. And that square to Jupiter's like, yeah, but we could also stay home and snuggle on the lounge. I don't know about you guys, it's raining here. It's definitely a, yeah, let's stay home and snuggle type of vibe. But again, Aries is like, I got shit to do. All right, so, let me click the button again and see what people are saying. I have done a lemon and chia cake and it is out of the oven, so I do not have to worry about that right now. You've made an action list for the day. That's awesome, Karen. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Steph. How are you? Was that Chris Brennan video on the oil crisis? Yes, it was, but it was specifically about the Mars-Saturn cycle every 36 years. Was Neptune in there? Was it Mars? Was it Neptune-Saturn? No, that doesn't sound right. No, it was Mars-Saturn. It was definitely Mars-Saturn. All right. Good morning, Julie. How are you? And hello, Auntie Pat. How are you? So beautiful to see you. You know what? I have Auntie Pat. I really wish we could have gone overseas together. I really, really promised that I would do that with you, and I will still hold you to that, but not at the not at the state of the world right now. I just can't even see, you know, I can't see much at the moment. So, all right. So that was pretty much the day. All right. So again, we've got action, we've got consistency, we've got clarity, we've got making amends or trying to make adjustments. And at the end of the day, you know, we've got that Sun Chiron and maybe we do just need a rest. All right. Or like I said, you know, you're very aware of what the old wound was. All right, this can be past tense because it has been approaching. Maybe you are just being brave and courageous and doing things. And yes, this is scary, but you are brave. All right, I'm going to quote Heated Rivalry because not one person said that they've watched it with me. But anyway, this is scary, but you are brave. All right, so actually one thing I did also want to say, I was thinking about this morning, is the amount of people that have reached out to me and the answer has been very similar. Who are you now and what do you want? All right, all of this Aries, this is new. We've got that new moon in Aries at 27 degrees tomorrow morning. And the quote that I found was, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. All right, so, you know, all of this influx of Aries. The I am sign, the sign of the head. It is our thoughts. You know, our brain resides in our head. Yes, Mercury is our thoughts and communication, but our brain is still in our head, being ruled by Aries. So, we are standing at a ledge, a precipice, a starting line of a new adventure, and we are all questioning our past because this is also new. And I don't think any of the things that you have previously done will assist you. All right, this is the first time in history, and it will be the first time, it will be quite a while till we have shifts like this. I'm sure you've seen it from many astrologers and different people, that to have the outer planets all change sign within a year and a half, like this is literally civilization changing as we live it. All right, it is not going to be like the old ways. You are not going to be able to fall back on the patterns that you have previously used because everything is different. All right, Uranus in Gemini on the 26th. This is a complete mindset shift. Pluto in Aquarius. There are going to be rebellions and there is going to be transformation caused by society. All right, society is standing up and saying, this is not good enough. Saturn in Aries, it is in detriment, but also, that authority in this new place, authority doesn't know what they're doing either, so this is where we do have to stand up and say, you're not doing good enough, mate. We vote people in so that you can run our society, in a functional way. Well, you have not done that. So what else have we got? We've got Jupiter changing in June to Leo. Right now we're very aware after the retrograde, our own patterns of behaviour, where our ancestry has got us, how our family of origin, being most of us, I reckon we are mostly the black sheeps of our family. All right, so here is where you get to write the rules. All right, this is where you get to state what you want. I am a new person. My future is going to involve this type of active energy. All right, so all of you, get the new moon tomorrow. It is absolutely time. I would start writing now. I think I've been saying it for a couple of days now. Start writing down what it is you actually want and keep refining it. Keep telling the universe what it is you want. And remember, Aries, head, brain, what you think is what you're putting out. And that is what you will get back. So if you can't pay attention to that negative inner critic or those old, record player awarenesses, then that's when you're going to get stuck. You can't have a miserable brain and expect joy to come your way. All right, so it is very much, and that is not your fault. All right, remember, you were taught these things as a child. Okay, you watch the environment around you and you're like, okay, this is how the universe works. And here you are at this age going, it's not really working, is it? So now you get to write your own next chapter. Make your statements of intentions of who you actually are now, and fucking deserve it. Don't hold back. You deserve the best in life. You have done the best you can so far. You have always strove to improve yourself, to educate yourself, to be spiritually connected, to trust your intuition, like all of these amazing things. And now here we are going, fuck, but everything's changed now and I'm not quite sure where I am. It took me so long to try and write the words for yesterday. Like literally, I got 3 lines, which was a quote, because I'd sat there all day going, how do I even address this? All right, so, when I'm looking at the new moon for tomorrow, being Thursday, being Friday evening, I'll just give you a quick sort of, because like I said, I was trying to write it and it just wasn't quite coming out well. But it's like we have Mercury approaching Neptune, all right? So Mercury is moving forward and he's like, I'm not quite sure. Neptune is like, what is it that you are willing to fight for? Where is your sense of spirituality? Who are you and what do you believe? All right, so we've got Mercury in tomorrow morning heading towards that direction. And then at 12 o'clock, that's when he is conjunct Neptune, all right? So then he starts moving towards Mars, all right? So we could get some forceful conversations. We could get some, we could get some direct action. We could get some, this is statements of intention, all right? So this is more the morning because the new moon is at 9:50 p.m. All right, so then we've got Mercury like, oh, okay, I'm going to be brave, I'm going to be brave. And then it gets to Saturn and it sort of hits a wall. Or it doesn't hit a wall, it's more, is this what you actually believe? Like, are these stable foundations for yourself? And I think that's a good point. Are you creating a stable foundation for yourself and who you are now and what you want now? Not based on all the things that you have previously believed and worked with. All right, so then, yeah, like I said, the moon is at a new moon at 27 degrees, conjunct Chiron at 26 degrees. Now, Mars and Pluto are sextile, and Saturn is talking to the South Node, going, oh, unload your burdens, unload your burdens. So that's tomorrow. We are heading towards that. It is time to re-clarify statements of intentions, just steady work towards acknowledging the wound and just saying, no, I am bigger, wiser, better, and I have learnt from. So that's me. 15 minutes. I'm at work, so I should go back because, like I said, they've all gone. They're already down at the hall working. So yes. All right. I will go back and say, oh, good, it was interesting. Not at the moment, no, Anipad. Hello, Mikkel, how are you? Yes, we are all in this together, whether we like it or not, absolutely. Like I said, I saw that the refinery's on fire, and it's just like, there was a spate in America where all their food manufacturing services were burning down all at the same time. So strange, isn't it? Yeah, so good morning, Amy, how are you? Oh, yay, I don't have any magazines, Karen. I'm jealous. Vision board tomorrow night at the new moon. Yes, absolutely. I would totally be doing that. I just don't have any magazines. Yes, golden and new and feeling renewed and creative, no pains, just gains, and abundant living the dream and deserving. Louise, I love that. I absolutely love that. So, yeah, I better get going. I will be at home tomorrow, so I will have a little bit more of an in-depth chat, but again, new beginnings disguised as painful endings. So just do your best and be your best. And I love you guys.